Manchester United lost their first game of the season. They lost that game by 2-1 against Brighton. Brighton took the lead in the first half, but in the second half, Manchester United came out fighting. They equalized, but Brighton scored that goal in the 94th minute to win that game. So we are going to be analyzing what happened in that game and everything that happened in that particular game. Okay, guys, Manchester United lost that game. If you look at the formation Ten Hag played, he played the same formation that he played last week, starting, especially in the attack, starting Mount and Fernandes as a striking option. Do you see any change? Let me ask first. Have you seen any change between last season Manchester United, and this season Manchester United?
I don't think there's been any change from last season. Manchester United are still being plagued by the same frailties from last season. Last season, we saw Manchester United struggle to start games at the blow of the whistle, coming into matches, starting games in the 50th minute after they've taken a few punches or two. This year, we are seeing them start in the same spirit, but the difference now is that they are weaker, not because they have weaker players, but because they are playing a few key players out of position. Bruno Fernandes has been moved out of his number 10 role into a false 9 position. Mount is playing behind him. Rashford, who used to play up forward for Erik ten Hag alongside Højlund, or flipping him for Højlund up front, is now playing off the left. And Rashford and Bruno Fernandes have been profligate with goals up front because you give them chances and they keep missing these chances and keep the team suffers. Now, the only good thing about the setup and the way they play is that Mason Mount is helping Ten Hag with the pressing style he wants to play. So that's why he's playing Mason Mount. But for me, I would have thought that if you're going to play Mason Mount as a starter, you should have played Fernandes in that position, play Zeski up front, and then in the 60th minute, take Fernandes off for Mount. Okay. Or take someone else off for Mount.
Okay, if you look at that game, Brighton started pressing Manchester United as soon as the first whistle blew. He was saying that the problem with Manchester United last season is that they don't start as they blow the whistle. I don't know what they are waiting for. They start running around their team, probably in the second half when they probably are losing or they are chasing a game. So, but the same thing happened today again. Brighton missed a couple of chances in the first half, and if you look at the attack for Manchester United, they were toothless. They weren't actually doing anything. So, what is the problem? Is it thing that is Ten Hag or the Manchester United setup?
We said this about a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I said Man United would not find it difficult creating chances. But where the problem is burying those chances. And early this morning on the live show, we're talking about it, and I said, I know Man United will go on to fight, create chances, press high. But this is not full hand. I don't know what to do when they go on an attack. When these people go on an attack, when they hit you on the break, they know what to do. Mitoma knows what to do with the ball. And there is no Wan-Bissaka to stop him. Last season, we were happy to say Wan-Bissaka stopped Mitoma all through the game and follow him all around the pitch. This season, there's nobody to meet up with that pace. Mazraoui is still learning how the game goes. And this is to show you how it gets. Welbeck, familiar faces, coming back and scoring a goal against Man United. He's been that number, that thorn in that flesh of Man United since he went to Brighton. He's a good player. But I believe Man United this season should find a way. If Højlund comes back, I think last season they were creating chances, but they were not passing the chances to the forward line, which is Højlund. Now, if he comes back from injury, I think they should try their best to give him those chances to bury. You see, when Joshua came in, he was at least he was pressuring. I saw his play pressuring the defense line, and Amad Diallo, good player, scoring that goal, but it wasn't enough to save Man United the point. But I believe this time around, Man United shouldn't just be coming into the game creating chances and not. That's the problem for me. Creating chances and not burying those chances.
When you talk about creating chances, how many chances? I don't even they created enough chances.
You know. When we talk about creating chances, it's not about shots on target, shots off target. It's about finding those final passes into the final third. You see, like 4 or 5 times, I think Mason Mount had to dribble past the last defender. You dribble past the last defender, and yet you didn't find your feet to play the shot. After dribbling in the final third inside the box 18, you could not pass the ball forward, only for it to dribble into the keeper's hand, and the keeper came out to catch it. Now, he didn't pick it. They won't count the shot on target. They won't count the shot off target. These are the things you talk about creating chances. Finding those final passes. Getting the one-on-one position, but not taking their chances.
What is the difference between Manchester United last year and Manchester United this season?
Last season, they didn't create enough chances. Even when the only person creating chances was Bruno Fernandes. Now this season, everybody's creating chances. Casemiro is sending passes forward. He's creating chances. He's dominant in midfield, though he has a bit of lack this game. I'll say he was off pace in this game, but I give him credit for that because there were some tackles he made. But Kobe Mainoo making chances as well. The flanks were functional. Now Man United need only the front person to bury those chances. It's just like Arsenal now. Arsenal do create chances. Arsenal buries because Saka can score, Martinelli can score, everybody can score.
When you talk about creating chances, it's different. I'll give you an example about creating chances. I understand what you're saying about Manchester United, but for example, if you create 1,000 chances in the game, there's always likely that you're going to score. So it depends. When you talk about creative, you have to talk about how many chances, clear chances, do they create in a particular game.
That's one of the I think
that's the thing for me.
Bruno Fernandes missed 4 chances that he took, that he didn't convert. Now, I think Amadiello when he came in, sorry, not Amadiello, Alejandro Garnacho when he came in, saw some chances. He was supposed to take a shot. He decided to go into a dribble and pass the ball. Now, these chances you keep missing. You already beat the defender. Take a shot, you're passing the ball. When you're supposed to pass the ball in the final box 18, you're taking a shot.
Okay. If you look at John, if you look at Manchester United now, don't say I was talking about creating chances, but the part of the game is you have to play to win. From the same problem for Manchester United last. Okay, let's say because when they probably bring in Euro comes back from injury and the league starts playing games ahead of probably Maguire. Probably we might see the change in the defense. But if you look at the second goal they considered, that 95th goal, the striker was just on his own. When that cross was made, he just one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he just knocked the ball. So the defense is probably the same problem, even though they introduced the lead when they scored that goal. But the same problem Manchester United facing last season, their defense are not really protecting Onana.
Yeah, if you look at, I just want to draw you back to the first goal now, because the first goal was almost the same thing. Because I was livid with what's his name now, Martinez and Maguire.
Yes.
How can you leave the front of that 18-yard box wide open? You are marking one person. You are marking one person. The ball is coming in. Nobody is looking around, and then you have the Casemiro and the other guys up front. Nobody is picking up Welbeck. Welbeck was allowed to stroll into the center of the 18-yard and just tap in. And if you look at the reaction from Maguire, we are still going to go there because he did it again last season. You are marking a player, the ball has moved past you. You can't move back. You are stretching your leg, and as if that leg is stretched out is just to remove you, that at least you are tempted to stop the ball. We need to see more commitment and more communication from those two centre halves starting for Manchester United. That first goal should not have happened if they are able to manage their area well and manage the setup in front of them. So I think whoever is handling set pieces or defending set pieces for Manchester United needs to go back to the drawing board, because that first one, if you come against side like Arsenal that know how to pick you apart with set pieces, Arsenal can just leave you to hold possession. At the end of the day, they'll get their set pieces, get their goals, and you are losing the match. Then for the second one, another poor decision making again in the back four. So I don't know. I really don't want to stress this issue, but then Manchester United need to be doing better. I'm highly disappointed that you signed a Joshua Zexi. Play the man, for crying out loud. Højlund is not available. Play Zexi, for crying out loud, and let Mount start either on the wing or let him come in as a sub for Fernandes. Play Zexi. Why give this man just maybe 20 or 30 minutes of game time each week, and you're expecting to win games without him?
The second half in this game.
Yes. Give
the man more minutes, for crying out loud. That's all I'm saying.
It's at what we say in the Premier League. If you're not match fit, you can't start games for Premier League teams. And I said this before now, and I'm going to say it again, the 9 weeks rule matters. And you saw how it affected. We were saying he was dominant. People, like Man United fans, keep going around to hype the new right back. But you saw how they picked him apart in this game. This is not Fulham that don't know what to do. I said this earlier today. This is not Fulham that don't know what to do when they are going on the attack. Mitoma did a good job disgracing him and telling him welcome to this is what it's official now. Mazraoui, welcome to the Premier League. Strikers will disgrace you. Strikers will put you on your toes. This is not Bayern Munich where you say the referees can protect you. There was a foul, probably, I think it was Pedro, who used the elbow to hit Martinez in his nose while he was going on an attack. I think that was about the 67th minute of the game. And you see that after that foul, the referee didn't respond because it was a clear cut shoulder to shoulder, but maybe he misplaced his elbow and hit him on the face. But the referee should have at least reacted because this is an elbow to the face matter, but the referee didn't, and the game went on. So it tells you that the Premier League is not here to protect you as a player. You have to put up the performance. And Mazraoui, I'm going to tell you again, this is the Premier League. Take your time to dive well into it. Don't come and live with the hype. The hype is always gets you in trouble. Will always get you in trouble.
Okay, Manchester United lost that game 2-1. Defense is still the problem for Manchester United, even though they have spent big bringing in Euro. Even Euro, he is injured for. He's going to be coming back in the next 6 weeks, and they have delete. He was introduced around about 18 minutes, and they still considered that a goal against Brighton. Okay, let's see what Manchester United is going to be doing, because Ten Hag is going to be a whole lot of pressure, because Manchester United spent big this summer. They, apart from even spending on players, they brought in a whole lot of backroom staff. They brought in assistant managers, set-piece managers. They brought in everything that Ten Hag needs. Even changed their medical team, but the same thing is persisting. They are not still playing that beautiful football that everybody is expecting them to play. Will they improve? We have to see them in next maybe 2 or 3 weeks, or after the international break. Let's see how the improvement they are going to make. But they have lost their first game